Welcome to Odyssey! I'm joining the crew of Odyssey Expeditions for an incredible, exhilarating, and educational travel adventure camp where we'll be sailing, scuba diving, learning marine biology, and giving back to communities in need while helping to clean and conserve our environment.
I got off the wires when I close my eyes, disconnected and tired. I see you. I see you. And I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. I know. It's just fired. It's just fired.
What?
He jumped in the water?
Yeah.
I thought he read it wrong and then he just fell in the water. That's what I thought.
Jumped in the water to use it.
One time, he needed to get something out of the oven, and he didn't put a hot pad on, and he reached for it, and he screamed and screamed, "Help! I'm burning to the 7th layer of hell!"
That's what Jack.
We're a lot lower than those concrete docks. We need the line set. Do we have anyone else on 2 of these lines? Tie off your fenders, tie them off, tie them off. What do I need to do? Step back in this distance. Bring that stone in. I got that. Okay, keep it straight there. Set it off. Bring this line to the house. Hello, take the bound off. Like it's off on the bar a little bit. Good there?
Underneath the hatch, let's get that last line off the water tank.
Just right
So we got John, we got Jack, we got Aaliyah on deck, Hannah B, yo. We got my bro Levi, we got Andy, we got Michael. I'm here with Izzy. We got Ella, Bella. We got Ling on deck. I'm here with Rylas, the bully of the year.
Yep, of course, of course.
How are you?
I'm good. Pretty great.
Excited to head home?
Yeah.
Leo,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good, but this is not about me, this is about you, yo.
I know, but I always have to ask.
Hannah B, how are you?
I'm good.
Andy, how are you?
I'm doing really well.
Michael,
Yes.
what's going on?
Nothing. It's very sad seeing all these people leave early. It's just so like awkward.
Isabel,
Hi.
how are you?
upset.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm emotional, but I'm great.
What are you upset
Upset
about?
leaving.
Rylas, how are you?
I am doing good. Thank you, Loon.
It's like some of us are staying and then some people are leaving right now. It's just weird.
You're leaving on a jet plane? You don't know when you'll be back again?
I'm doing well. I'm sad that the trip is coming to an end,
Oh, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh.
but I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's today's date? Today is...
Yeah, I confirmed Buzz. Yeah, usually Woody and Buzz are together, so
Yeah.
wherever Buzz is probably where Woody is.
How was your experience?
I had a great time.
Overall, really positive.
It was really great, very eye-opening to marine biology and diving, because I wasn't very interested in diving before this, so now I am.
This whole thing really changed my perception on what technology does to people and what people can get accomplished without it, and how many people you can meet if you just put your phone down.
It was really good. At first I was like pretty nervous.
It was awesome.
Oh my god, it was incredible.
My experience was really good. I really liked it here.
My experience was great.
It's been amazing, like nothing but amazing.
Since I had been on the same, or my advanced trip last year, I kind of started comparing the two.
I'm just so grateful for everything that we got to do, and even though it got cut a little bit short, I feel like our group became so close with each other so quickly, and I'm really grateful that we were able to connect with each other in such a short amount of time.
I can't put into words just how
It was definitely worth coming here. Very incredible.
this is like a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm super grateful that my family decided, hey, this would be good for her. Let's do this.
It's changed a lot about me, and now I'm bringing a lot of this like home with me.
I really loved meeting everyone and getting the experience to learn how to sail and to become a junior dive master, hopefully. We're about to find out.
Scuba diving was great. I'm super excited that I'm certified thanks to Lou.
I mean, I met a lot of awesome people, including you.
The first day was like a little rough for me, but like the second and third day I was like, this is fine.
I know, like in the beginning I was really worried about not having contact with my family, because it's like you go off on this boat with a bunch of strangers that you don't know. But after about day 2, I got really comfortable with the group, and it was such a good experience. I saw so much, I learned so much, it was so cool.
I was wishing it was like my trip last year, but I learned to kind of accept it for what it was, since everybody, like all experiences are going to be different, everybody's going to be different.
You go out and you're on a boat with a bunch of strangers,
I learned a lot.
and then you all just kind of become best friends at the end.
How to take care of myself better.
It was wonderful. I couldn't have asked for a better experience with this trip.
There were a couple of times there where I was getting frustrated, but working through it, you know, it gave me a new outlook and a new vibe to bring back to the mainland.
I really needed a break from like everything going on in my life at home, and like here it seems like it's just like you don't know, like I've never been to where I am here, and like I've never seen these people. It's like a whole new world like you're in. It's a good dream.
I've always loved being underwater and just in the ocean since I was little, so not only did I get to experience what I like to call my comfort place, but I also got to be a part of a team and a group of people that are just so lovely to work with and that are just so incredible, and I'm just very grateful that we can all just like get along.
I'm not a scheduled person. I'll like lay in bed all day, like just do nothing, but now this makes me want to get up and get going and do things on my own and get out into the world a little bit more.
I learned a lot from it too. Like it's hard for me to explain, but it's like all in my head though. But like just communication skills and like getting to know other people like at home. Like I have quite a lot better friends, but like I'm not that close with a lot of them because like I'm always so like, oh, they're gonna be mean, or like, oh, like it's hard to trust people. But like the group of people here are like pretty trustworthy, and I think they're all really nice and really good people. So I loved meeting everyone and getting closer and closer as like the time come to leave.
I got to see a lot of cool ocean animals. I've been to aquariums before, but it's a whole different experience seeing it out in the wild when you're like not planning on seeing anything, just hoping you will.
It helped me find new ways to adapt to the new group and to the different roles that I was taking part in as a dive master and a buddy and friend.
It's been fun just kind of traveling places and kind of getting a feel on like what boat life is. It's been really fun.
I still have to process what I've been through, so when I go home, seeing the contrast will definitely help me self-reflect and bring home the things that I've learned from this trip.
What is your favorite part of the entire experience?
Sea turtles. I like seeing the sea turtles very much. You know this.
You saw one? I don't believe you saw one.
I saw 3. You have proof. You were filming me with the sea turtle.
I was filming you filming the sea turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't the scuba diving. That's why I came here, and that's why I loved it. It's just an underwater world. No, like rarely anybody ever gets to fully see, and I got to see it. So it was all beautiful. So I never missed a dive. I took every chance I could get to go.
I really enjoyed, in particular, the night dives were my favorite. I saw for the first time an octopus that was changing colors, which actually blew my mind, so I was really happy to see that.
It's definitely seeing all the different types of fish. That was my favorite. Didn't see a frogfish though, so they don't exist.
My favorite part was yesterday when we went out with the spears. It was awesome.
Probably cutting the lionfish.
How many times did you miss that lionfish?
Like, too many to count.
Or the jokes. Like I love joking around, and I love just like talking with people. That's the best for me.
My favorite part of the whole trip was the first night that we had to shower, because I was dreading the showering experience because I was like, oh god, we're gonna have to I'm gonna be covered in salt water, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But the first night we had to shower, there was a double rainbow behind the boat, and it was so pretty. When we first got in the water, it was really nice, and then it started raining, which made the rainbows even brighter, and it was such a nice start into the whole experience.
I liked the idea of just, it's okay if you don't get it on the first try. Everyone's super patient with one another, and just how not to be so hard on yourself. If you don't know something, just ask, because people are willing to, who do have experience, are willing to show you. And if you don't get it right on the first try, that's not a bad thing. It just means you're just learning. That's the whole point of learning, is that you just try and try and try until you understand it.
I think my favorite part, and some people get annoyed by this because we're having too much time together, but I think it's my favorite part is we're all so close to each other, and it's we only get this certain time frame, and how everyone just comes together really fast. So I like how condensed we are together, and it makes us become friends. It's we don't really have a choice, which is the best part of it. When people aren't out just alone and stuff, everyone gets this opportunity together.
Meeting everyone. That feeling of meeting everyone is so great, because we didn't know who no one knew who anyone was, and then after now we're grown as a family together, and I'm glad that we're all able to sit around at a sunset and see the green flash at the end of the night. That was that was probably my favorite moment, or seeing dolphins.
I think my favorite part has been growing with a group that has never dove before, so seeing them and their first time in the water, still getting used to things, and now yesterday seeing them actual scuba divers, advanced scuba divers, and they're great. So seeing a group grow and being able to help them along the way has just been so amazing.
Last year, I learned a lot about myself, and then, oh my god. This year, I learned a lot about others, and I think I needed that, to hear about others' experiences that I can connect with, especially with someone else on the boat. It was when I was helmsman, I had asked a question, and it got a lot of people thinking and reminiscing about their life and what could be and what has happened and how they've learned from it. And then that kind of brought up another conversation with one of the other members on the boat, and we share a very similar experience, and it's affected us both tremendously. So I think that was like one of the most influential parts of the trip for me, and then also being able to be strong for other people, especially under the water when they look up to me as a dive master, and being able to be an influence for others, especially when I love diving so much and I want to share that. So that's been a big thing for me. It's kind of showed me what I want to do in life and kind of the person that I want to be for others and for myself.
If you were to use one word to describe the entire experience, what word would that be?
Growth.
Amazing. Plain and simple.
What's a word? Really, really good.
That's like 3 words.
Yeah, though I'm expressing the magnetism of it.
One word.
Wow.
One word. Okay.
That's hard.
Probably.
That's hard.
Oh, this is hard.
My vocabulary is very small too, so this is fun.
Like just crazy. Like a good crazy. Like amazing.
Probably just fun.
I'd have to say like freedom. I feel like it gives you an experience of like going somewhere new and not, because you don't have contact with people that you normally know, there you have a greater freedom to express yourself and learn new things.
I'd say surprising. There's always something like around the corner that you don't know that's gonna happen. Every dive is something new. Every time you go out, it's just you're surprised by a new thing. And like even if like some people that have come back, they still say that it's like there's new things for them, and they're always like seeing different things. And it's surprising.
Unforgettable.
Life-changing. I know that's kind of too, but life-changing.
I think infinite. There's a lot of possibilities that can come out of just living with a bunch of people in such a tight space, and being able to see so much under the water it's very everything's unexpected, but yeah, it's so thrilling to be in that type of environment.
Just magical, probably. Just being underwater, like being able to kind of just float, even with all this heavy scuba gear, that kind of created a feeling of just like you are literally just in a whole new plane of existence right then. Seeing all these cool things, it just felt unreal at some times, but it was a good kind of feeling. And I'm sad I'm going to be leaving, but I also miss my bed and my family.
You had 11 crewmates on board the vessel, many of whom you never met before. Tell me about that experience with them.
I mean, first few days was obviously just kind of like getting to know each other, kind of testing the waters, getting to know each other. I wasn't sure like who would get offended by some things, or if anyone like just wanted to stay away from people, but I was lucky that everyone was super chill. But some people just like got along really well, like they've known each other their whole lives, and it feels like I've known these people all my life, and now some people have already left, and I'm mad at them for that. But they have lives to get back to, and luckily we're all going to create a group chat and try to stay in contact with each other, so there's that to look forward to. But it's nice being able to get to know people on trips like this, because you know they have some sort of interest in what you like, because they wouldn't be here if they hated it. And as much as my family will deny it that I'm on my phone all the time, I was really happy that we got our phones taken away just to be able to talk, because we probably would have just sat on our phones the entire time.
It was actually a pretty seamless experience. I felt like we had a really good group. We were all pretty accepting. No one was really into making too many cliques and making smaller groups out of the already small group that we had. I think we each found our own ways to communicate with each other and get to know each other on a deep personal level.
Like I said before, I was really nervous. Like back home before I was coming here, I was like telling my friends like I don't know like how am I gonna survive and everything. Like because at home like I'm always by myself a lot. I like my alone time, but here I'm like it was pretty good. But now I was like pretty nervous. What if people are like rude or like they don't talk? But we all got along really well. So.
It was cool. Obviously, like everyone's different. They're not gonna like be the same as you. You had to adapt. They're different from like my friends at home and stuff. Gotta adapt and like I think everyone was cool. It was fun actually, like hanging out with like a new group of people and stuff. Made some good friends.
It was interesting. I think in the beginning I was like, this is not going to go well because the first like 2 days everyone was really quiet. Like I don't think Michael said a word the first day. He was just kind of looking at everybody. But once, I think it was probably the second dinner that we had when the questions started coming through, everybody started talking and I think everyone's like personalities came out, which allowed everyone to connect. And also I think it helped to be dive buddies because it's like you have to work with that person every day and you already form a connection with them. But it was really cool to be just thrown into, everybody's just being thrown into this and you have to learn to get along and learn about each other and everything.
It was scary at first because this is just with me and anything I do, but it just goes to like worst case scenario of like, what if I don't get along with them? What if what if we butt heads? And yeah, we do butt heads, but when you're put on a boat with 10 plus people, how are you not? But it actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was gonna be, and I'm just super grateful for that. And it was interesting to share a lot with 3 or 4 people, share a bed with 3 or 4 people, share like a bathroom with 3 or 4 people. I now appreciate the privacy that I have within my home. I love them, don't get me wrong, but man, there's like no privacy and you just gotta get used to that. Just like, being in each other's spaces, but also respecting the fact that some people just may want to be alone for a bit, and that's completely okay.
It was really good. I've never done anything. I'm really bad socially with people, and this has really opened me up and helped me with that. And it's been a great experience with all these people. And I love that I had to meet new people. I love not knowing anything or what's next. And it was a really good adventure for me.
Me personally, I always get a little nervous right before, but when Ella came up to me when we were boarding, she's like, "Are you into Odyssey?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And then after she's like, "Oh my gosh, I saw your book bag." And I have like a Cressy book bag, so she could tell from that I was a scuba diver. So from that moment, I knew that everything was gonna be okay because I already had one person with me, and that feeling of meeting everyone for the first time, I just really like it. I think it's great.
It was great. I think we all got along very well, and even though we're in such tight quarters and there's not really anywhere you can go without somebody, there's still areas where you can find peace and you'll go in an area, and even just talking with somebody or just sitting there in silence with them, it's just nice to have company even if you're not talking to them, and we all just feel so comfortable with each other that you can do that.
Very stressful because I don't like being in close proximity to that many people for that long, but it was fun.
I've never really had an experience like this, but I feel it was important because I'm going off to college next year, so I'm going to have roommates. So I think it was a good experience for me to have, just seeing what having roommates is going to be like.
I think that it's easier to speak than it is to listen, and having to coexist with a bunch of people that don't know your life or vice versa is something that is going to be reoccurring in your life, whether you move to a new school or a new job or anything, just in general, I guess, you're gonna need to be able to listen and be patient with one another. In this case, we were kind of forced to be together, but it turned out the way that it did, and I like this group a lot. I think we're very kind to each other, and it's a lot easier to speak, but instead I think we should all listen to one another and learn from that.
Alright, you also got to lead your very first scuba dive.
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was great. I was very nervous at first, but it was great. It's such a nice feeling to just feel comfortable underwater and be able to take people where you think is the best spots and take people where they'll see cool things and be able to do things at your own pace.